Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Imperfect Podcast. We're going to take a minute and introduce Kathy Bjerke. She's a master hypnotic coach joining us today for our podcast. Very excited to have her here. How long have you been a master hypnotic coach, Kathy?
I've been practicing for 3 years.
Awesome.
hmm
Wonderful. One of my close colleagues. Happy to have you.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Welcome,
Well,
Kathy.
yeah, welcome.
Good, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about my topic today. I would like to talk about soul families, because we are all spiritual hypnotists here, and I really enjoy working with people and introducing them to their soul families. So, to get started, we should talk about what a soul is. And I have a belief that we are an everlasting spiritual being, that in our core, we are a soul, and that's a sacred essence, the sacred part of ourself. And the soul comes to have a human experience in this human body, which is what we are experiencing right now today. And it comes to learn lessons, and it comes to grow and expand and have experiences. But it also comes so it can remember its true nature in the craziness of life. So the soul is the part of us that is beneath our personality. It's beneath our roles and our fears and our wounds and all of our accomplishments. So, as I said before, why do we come here? We come here to learn and have experiences that are unique to be a human being. And I truly believe some of those experiences are to learn emotions, to master some emotions, or to experience some emotions. And when we have these lessons, and sometimes we call them challenges, right, or difficulties, but they're truly just lessons, and they're opportunities for us to advance our souls, because the soul just really wants to grow and expand. So we come to this human experience having decided what lessons we want to learn before we get here. And then, of course, when we get here, we have to forget all of that. That's just part of the learning of what we need to do. And we also have other souls that will agree to assist us while we are here. And all of us, I'm sure, have had an agreement that we were going to help each other in this realm where we are right now, doing this podcast and working on our careers together, supporting each other. And those are people that may be part of your soul family, or they are souls that you have made a soul contract with. So a soul contract is an agreement with another soul before you come into this life that they are going to be here to assist you, and you are both going to assist each other. And these people can show up in different places in your life, and they can be different people in your life. And another part of this is someone who is in your soul family. So the soul family are the souls that reincarnate with you lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And you have a deeper bond with those souls than just maybe people that you see at the grocery store or something. And these souls can travel together and learn together through many, many, many lifetimes. Has any of you ever met someone that you hadn't known before, and then you have that instant connection? Or you just have that familiarity of, oh, I know that person. That is probably somebody that's in your soul. And I want to talk a little bit about how our soul families show up and who they are. So since these are the people that have that deeper bond and those agreements, they're generally going to be the ones that are closest to you. Maybe some in your family members, could be your partner, could be your spouse, could be your parents, your children. And then you can change relationships in different lifetimes. I know for myself personally that my daughter in this lifetime has been my sister in a different lifetime. I've seen that. And I think that's kind of cool to know that we've been in different lifetimes together. And of course, we don't remember any of that, but I just think that's really cool. Other people in your soul family can be friends, they can be colleagues. And I had a really interesting client when we got to the part of her hypnosis session to talk about their soul family. And I just invite the soul family to come in and allow them to present themselves however this person would recognize them. And the client was quiet for a moment, and then she said, "Oh my goodness, these are all my pets. All of my soul family are animals. They are pets from from my entire lifetime." And after she came out of the session, she said, "I know you're going to think I'm crazy," but she said, "I had this pet mouse when I was a little girl that would crawl up my arm and then perch on my shoulder." And she said, "I knew it was something special." And she said, "Nobody liked that pet mouse, but I just knew it was something special." And it turned out to be someone in her soul family. And that really just expanded my thinking. Before that moment, I had not even thought that some of our soul family could show up in a pet or an animal. I just found that really, really fascinating. And recently, I had another really, really interesting discovery that somebody's soul family was a being from another planet. And I thought that was really, really interesting. And that gave her information on the planet. I wrote down the name of the planet. Of course, it's not in English. We can't pronounce it. But I thought, you know, once you start asking the questions, you're going to get all sorts of interesting answers. And for me personally, I find it very comforting to know that we have beings that have been with us for many lifetimes. And I just always feel like somebody's got my back, that I'm not by myself. I mean, there's so many people that walk around now talking about being so lonely. And um, I just really try to encourage people to have the thought process that you're just never alone. Maybe you can't see that presence around you, but I know there are so many souls that are gathered around us and they are here to help us. Does anybody have any interesting stories about soul families from the clients?
I was at the symphony with my husband one night, and it kind of transported me to a meditation. And in that meditation, I saw that my husband and I I saw us making our contract. And that was a really cool thing to experience. It really deepened something for me, really did. So,
Did you remember what the contract is?
no, but it was the energy about the contract was deeply loving.
Mhm.
So it was like an emotional felt sense that I had instead of knowledge. It was
Mhm.
good.
That's
Really
really
cool.
cool.
And that
Yeah.
was not even in hypnosis. That was at the symphony.
You can pop in at any time, can it?
Uh-huh.
Just when you never expect it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've met people over the years where started really in '89 when I look them in the eye, I would think, "Ah, I know you." So then the question though is, do I know them from a past life or do I know them because they're soul family?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
I have
So how do we
often
find the answer to that?
I've often met people that how I can explain it best is that they feel at home in my spirit.
Mm.
It's a soul recognition right away that I can really just sense somebody that I know. Even when they might appear on the surface to be a little tad bit scary in this human life, but I know that I have a sense of safety with them. And it's a knowing, it's a soul knowing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've felt that many a times.
Yeah.
And
It's
these souls are going to be some of our best teachers because they are here in support for us to
Mhm.
to kind of help us or assist us to learn some of these lessons. And the lessons aren't always the easy things to learn. So sometimes they're going to take on the role of being somebody maybe who's going to challenge you or going to push you to learn a boundary or something. And that is how they're going to show up in assistance to you as a teacher for you. I had somebody that met me one day and she recognized me right away. She knew that we had we had known each other before, and I was completely clueless. And about 6 months later, I was in a past life regression, and that person was there. So it was fun to be able to go back and tell her, I said, I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you, but you did recognize me. So that was a neat experience as well. So how do we meet these people who are we have soul contracts with or who are in our soul families? So in transpersonal hypnosis, I raise my client into basically a higher dimension. And it's a dimension higher than where we normally live. And that's where we are in a place where our soul can remember. And I do a lot of work with the higher self, but you don't really need to have the higher self in at that point. But the higher self could assist this person to get them back into soul form or take them to a place, perhaps in a different lifetime to meet a soul, or you could just be in, again, a higher dimension to meet the soul and invite them in and see if they will present themselves so you can know who they are. And sometimes you'll recognize these souls. And for myself personally, I recognize my sister, or excuse me, my daughter. But the other ones I hadn't recognized. So either I haven't met them yet in this lifetime, or maybe I'm not going to meet them in this lifetime, or it just was not time for me to know exactly who they were. So that's generally how we meet them. It's in a higher dimension when you are in a state of hypnosis. And sometimes if you're in meditation and one can come to you or can just present themselves to you, that can happen as well. But we can connect with them also through dreams. I don't know if anybody has had any dreams or you've connected with other souls. I was just going to ask what kind of situations anybody else has had when they've either met their people that are in their soul family or you've witnessed clients and how they've met people.
When I'm teaching psychic development, I had a student that came in that she reported that there was a group of us that all lived together in a past life, that we're part of one another's soul family, and that long time ago we had tried to usher folks in the collective into the 4D, and we all failed. We were doing it as a group. We were working together as a group. And somehow it kind of feels like the time of the Library of Alexandria, that time period, that we studied and worked together to do this. And then what we decided was to come back together in this lifetime, live our life and have certain experiences independently. And at a certain juncture, we would all come together. And when we did, we would be activated, and when we came together, share our experiences individually and find that there was a lot of similarities in our experience. And that has started to happen, I have to tell you. So some of this I've gotten secondhand through some of the other people that I've worked with that I've facilitated the experience for and gotten the information too. So it comes in all different types of ways. That was interesting that we're supposed to get it done in this lifetime, but we had to all be a part, have our experience first.
I think it's really comforting to know that we really are never by ourselves. There are spirits, and we were talking about souls today. There are other souls that have really agreed to assist us, to guide us, and to help us through life. So that's one thing that I would like everybody to take away after listening to this, whether you agree with it or not, or if you've experienced it or not. I promise you, you're never by yourself. And we always have other spirits and other souls looking out for us and helping us on this crazy thing we call life.
Can I add something, Kathy?
Of course.
To me, I think when I understand that some of the most difficult lessons I have are, I'll just say the word perpetrated by someone who I've contracted with, it sure does take away a lot of feelings. It's when I understand it from the spiritual perspective that this person is behaving this way to fulfill contract obligations to help me, it just makes the whole experience very different.
I'm glad you said that. One of the phrases that I keep reminding myself when I'm going through some challenging times is, this is my soul work. This is not just life being bad to Kathy. This is Kathy working hard and expanding and growing and transforming. So this is my soul work. And that's really helped me. So yeah, thank you, Melissa.
Oh,
That
I'm
can
glad you
be,
said that
that's a
too, Melissa.
reframe.
I didn't want to be the only negative wizard here, but I always do say it's the biggest a-holes that show up in our experience that are the most dastardly, that do the most egregious things. You have to remind yourself that's the only thing that keeps me out of prison, is that they're doing God's work, that they're a really, 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 really good teacher. And that's my soul work. I contracted for that so that they could be my teacher because I am hard-headed. So sometimes folks have to show up in unevolved ways for me to really, really, really get the lessons that I came here so thank you, Melissa. Thank you for opening that door for me to just
You're welcome.
throw that out there. God, I feel better.
Good.
They're doing God's work.
Yeah.
Forgiveness, unconditional love, soul journey.
It was in the contract.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if I
It's
could
always
share.
good. Always a beautiful thing on the other side of the lesson, though. I say that with a sense of humor, but it's always for us, never against us.
It is.
It is. Thanks for that, Kathy. That was really good.
Yay, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your great knowledge with us. Soul purpose, soul families, good stuff.
The most comforting thing I think I've ever thought is we aren't alone. We've never been alone, and we will never be alone.
Mm-hmm.
When I remind myself of that, I think, there, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Higher perspectives is what pulls us through.
Yep.
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, but it really is helpful. Thanks,
It is.
Kat.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so till next time.
Thanks, everybody.